So hi there, folks. Hope you're all well. It's at the time of recording right now, it's the 15th of February, so just after Valentine's Day. And we've had news that or the economy has moved into a recession. Now, people get frightened when they read headlines like that. And it should come as no surprise to us. And we have been in recessions many times over the years. It should come as no surprise because we went through a significant shock and a significant slowdown last year, predominantly driven by interest rate increases, which you're all probably aware of because you're all involved in property and the impacts that that's had on our industry. Um, that was a Let's just take our minds back a little bit. That was a reaction, okay? There was a real panic about 18 months, 2 years ago, around inflation and where inflation was going. And it's still high today. It's still high now, but it's come down a fair bit. And let's remind ourselves what happened. The Bank of England moved interest rates upwards in order to try and address and slow down inflation. And to some extent, that has begun to work. You could argue over how effective it is forever, but that's the general consensus. The other underlying problem in making those changes and making that change is that has caused a slowdown in the more general economy. And of course, there's other things that feed into that, Brexit and the fairly well, what was it, about 2.5 years of COVID interruption all plays into this data as well. However, and this is important, it's important for me, it's important for you, it's important for all of us. There has been very high, a very high demand for a bringing down of inflation. That has pretty much been achieved. There is also a very high demand or a very high desire in politics, particularly given this is an election year, to to try and bring the economy back into growth. It's one of Rishi Sunak's key pledges. So do not be surprised if there is a lot of action and a lot of activity in the very near term to try and stimulate growth in the economy. Now, there are many ways in which that can be done, and many ways in which that will be done in an effort to win election votes and also in an effort to turn the economy back around. But one of the ones that is really interesting and really fundamental to that equation is interest rates. What we need is businesses investing. Businesses need to take on loans. Businesses need access to credit. Property is no different. Your property investing is a business, and we need that as well. So there is a very high likelihood, a very high probability that we will see um, certainly a move toward bringing down interest rates. Now, back in October, I did a forecast for the first quarter of this year, and in that forecast, I forecast that the interest rates would come down in quarter one. I'm still committed to that view. I still believe that the pressure will become so great that the interest rates within the Bank of England will need to come down. Now, I don't know how much that's going to be. I would speculate at a quarter of a percent drop in the near term, possibly 0.5%. It very much depends on how well this news lands. So it's interesting to keep an eye on markets and see what happens there. But coming back away from the overall economic picture and looking at property, think about what that means for us right now. There is still a massive shortage of property. We still have a rising population. There is still a real lack of investment in the property housing stock in this country. So, because of those things, one, your asset, which is in high demand, is likely to continue to rise, and it still continues to rise. Don't care about all the naysayers. I've got the data every single month, every month, month on month, we are getting growth. Second thing is there's loads and loads of demand compared to the amount of supply. Supply is trickling onto the market, contrary to what everybody says. Everybody is hunkering down and not making changes, not making moves. That in itself creates scarcity and it increases the value, the price of property. And also you've got a very strong private rented sector market where we've got this peculiarity of people exiting the market or trying to exit the market, which creates a bottleneck in terms of supply, which again pushes up values. And also, as a sort of a sort of counterpoint to that as well. We've also got, with rising rents, you've got increasing yields and increasing profitability. And for many people, whilst the interest rate rises have been painful in property, the rent increases have not been painful, and that is bringing the impact possibly to a point where it could be at equilibrium, where the increases in rent will meet the increases in interest rates, particularly if interest rates do come down. So it's a really interesting time. Do I think that it's negative for the property industry? No, no. Actually, it's going to be, in my view, positive for the property industry going forward, certainly for property investment. Uh, where it will go and what will happen next, you've got to watch this space and watch what moves and what manoeuvres both political parties make, because ultimately that's going to be the deciding factor, and it's going to determine where we go with the property market. But one thing that I'm pretty confident about is it is highly likely that we're going to see the Bank of England relaxing its attitude towards interest rates and possibly bringing them down to stimulate growth. So watch this space. Let's see. It's a little bit of a while before the Bank of England sit again and decide on the rate changes, but they were already making noises about possibly bringing it down in the last meeting. In the next one, given the economic situation, chances are that there may well be a desire to move interest rates down. So I just thought I'd give that very brief and quick update, because I think it's important for all of us to know and all of us to note. Let me know your thoughts and your views. Put them in the comments, and check out my YouTube channel. Just Google John Penquet YouTube. I think I'm at John Penquet on YouTube, and you should be able to see some more video content from me. All right, guys, speak to you very, very soon. Best luck with property investing. Keep going, stay positive, and I'll see you in a future video.